That shirt looks so good. You
Yeah.
look like my background. I made that. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Right? I hadn't been in the house to put, I was gonna put the cap on, but I said, no, if I go in the house, I'm gonna upset the dog, so I'm just gonna leave it right here.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right.
We are live on Facebook. Hey, Facebook.
Hey.
All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to our Sunday inspirational. Okay. Now, where my Facebook go? Hold on. Now I had this all, okay, here we go. I was like, now I had this all mapped out on my screens because I got to be able to see my chat, got to be able to see and talk to the
Mhm.
people. All right. And I'm gonna go live on Facebook. Hey, Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are on the JMV podcast tonight. It is Sunday. It is the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So, anybody that is joining in, I appreciate you guys for being here today. It is, again, our Sunday inspirational. We are live on the Best You Clinic 2025. And we are here every Wednesday and every Sunday at 8. And I actually have a special guest with me today. I have Ty.
Hey.
I call her Ty Ty,
Hey.
but I have Ty in with me today.
Hello,
And
baby.
we are going to be talking about letting go,
Mhm.
letting go to grow, and doing that with self-compassion.
Mhm.
So we're gonna kind of mix those both in today. Remember, it's our inspirational Sunday. And we want to leave you guys with some food for thought, with some food for your soul to get you through this week and through this holiday week, having to go deal with your families,
Right.
your kids out
Let
of
it go.
school.
Let it go.
And oh, hey, Kelly. If y'all, Kelly was on with me yesterday. If anybody was on watching our live yesterday, we had a tea with the twist. Kelly was on with me. We was making some nice custom swag. She had so much fun. I had so much fun with her. She was giving me so much energy. And she said, "Hey, Ty."
Hey.
All right. And Jay over here with me live on YouTube. So, I mean, live on Facebook. So, yes, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna little housekeeping as always, right at the beginning. You guys, please go on, like, share. If you have not subscribed with the channel, please subscribe. The Best You Clinic 2025 on YouTube. And, you know, we are building a community, we are building a movement is what I'm calling it. It's a safe space to land. It's a all-inclusive zone, judgment-free zone. We're here with open arms, and we are having a movement. We are making moves over here to bring people together, to let people know that they are not alone in
Right.
this life. When life is lifing and life is, you're feeling down, you're feeling the weight of and the heaviness of like the holidays coming up and just all the little nuances, right? All the little things that be going on, from day to day. Just, we're all here. We're all having those same experiences and we all live in this life. So I just want, you guys to make sure that if you're feeling inspired, if you're hearing something that will connect with others, please like, please share, please comment, and plant those seeds in others. So, all right, Ty,
Go.
today,
Yes, it.
letting go,
Letting go.
letting go so that we can grow.
Yes.
How many people, I know I'm not the only one, okay? I am, and this is why I'm choosing to talk about this, is
Mhm.
because I am a work in progress.
Right.
When we are talking about letting things go so that we can grow. I mean, and I used to get my feelings hurt. People say something, just a little off to me. Just, my boss can give me constructive criticism, and I would carry that.
Right.
Like I would hold that, and and when you do things like that, it does not serve us. So,
Mhm.
today's message is about letting go so that you can grow, releasing
Right.
what no longer serves us. And it no longer serves us in a good way, right? Like if it's weighting you down, if it's causing havoc or chaos in your life, it it's not worth it, right? It's not serving you in a good way. Like that's what Best You Clinic is all about, is being the best versions of ourselves,
Mhm.
right? Like I don't know if I just turned you off though, Todd. Can you talk?
Hey, I'm here.
I
Can you hear me?
did. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we just gonna have to listen to all the little, y'all excuse all the little dings and things going on. Okay. On my side anyway. Hopefully you can't hear it, but everything that's going through the laptop. But I can only hear you on the laptop, so I can't cut you off.
Okay.
But yes, so all those little, nuances, all life be life in,
Mhm.
and we're holding it and not being able to let those things go.
Mhm.
And I actually talked to a friend the other day, and she's really good at this.
Mhm.
And I told her I'm still working on this. Like I'm and it's not even, like some of the bigger things that have affected me in my everyday life or that I've carried with me throughout years. It's not even those. It's just sometimes just the little stuff that gets
Mhm.
under my skin. It's the little
Right.
stuff that I'll hold, and and I said, I want to be better about that. Like, I don't want that to take up space in my life. I don't
Right.
want that to take up space in my brain. I don't want that to take up space in my heart, in my feeling. And every time I see that person's name come across my phone or see them, scrolling on social media, it makes me feel that type of way, and I'm reliving that moment all over again and replaying that, whole thing in my head. Like I want to be able to release that and let it go because it's not serving me in a good way, in a positive way.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
also go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, add to that, I had wrote a little note to say when kind of what you said, attach. What am I attached to? What is keeping me so
Mm,
out of sync or, out of fellowship? What's keeping me to the point to where, like you said, if I'm upset, if it's my
mm-hmm.
job, I'm upset. I'm saying a prayer, Lord, please don't let me put hands on nobody before I go in. If I have
That
to
part.
have those conversations with myself before I
Yep.
go somewhere or before I go in a place, I don't need to be. We don't
Yes.
need to be there.
Yeah.
So we gotta
I mean, yeah,
recognize
exactly.
those
And
attachments.
just exactly knowing ourselves, recognizing, and you're not alone when you say, God, I need to have a whole conversation with myself
Right.
before I walk into this job, before I walk in, even to church, sometimes, because there's certain people that just grate on my nerves. And I'm just like, oh, I hope I don't run into so and so today. Like, I'm not feeling it today. But like I said, I don't, like you said, what is the attachment? What is the thing that keeps us there?
Mm-hmm.
That that holds you to where you can't release that, where you
Right.
can't let that go.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I think for a lot of us, I know in my notes, letting go for me, I considered it weak.
Mm,
I considered it a weakness,
mm,
but it's actually not a
mm-mm.
weakness, right? Letting
Right,
go is actually the strength.
right.
Holding it is actually the weakness.
Weakness. You're right. I understand.
Allowing it to take up that space,
Hmm.
allowing it to be something negative that you're holding on to. But to be very transparent, I had something like really detrimental happen to me at the age of 12.
Hmm.
And I carried that. I carried that for until I was the age of 33.
Mm,
And I was just, when you carry something for that long, but I
mm,
thought that me carrying it was my strength. I thought me carrying it was my protection. I thought me carrying it, was my badge, like I'm a warrior. I'm getting through this. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can, but actually it was all my weakness. It
mm,
was putting all those boundaries up. We've talked about boundaries, but boundaries are actually meant to be gates, not walls, right? Boundaries need to have a door.
mm-hmm.
You can't just put up walls and not let anybody in.
Right.
So, and I was holding that and thinking that that was my strength when really it was my weakness. And it affected everything, not only in my life, but in my thoughts, right?
Mm,
Any choices that I made, any thoughts that I would have on um, certain things that, would trigger me
mm-hmm.
because of it. And I was just like, you know what? At the age of 33, I said, okay, it's been long enough. I
Right.
started realizing like this is not benefiting me anymore, right? Releasing what no longer is serving me.
Right.
This isn't helping me. I need to let this go. I need to release this. I forgive, don't forget, but forgive and let it go because it just wasn't benefiting me in any way. And at the age of 33, I finally started my healing on the layers of me taking that on for like 20 years of my life.
Mm. And I think that's important that, we realize and understand that it's not a process that happens overnight. It's nothing that's like you snap your fingers and boom, boom, boom. I'm just over everything that's happened
Right.
bad. And it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And you have people that say that, but again, that can become a mask. So it takes time.
Yes.
It definitely takes time to and a process, to weed out those things and to go. And what I've learned is that I have to go through it.
That
There's
part.
no easy way out. There's no, quick method. There's no popcorn or microwave method. I
No,
had I and what I've learned is that even hurt, pain, disappointment, I had to go through it.
you
I
have
had to
to. Yeah,
because on the other side, it created in me, the best part of me. I can look back and say, you know what?
exactly.
I went through all of that for what? You know, but and now
Right.
look at me now. So
Exactly. Exactly. And that is what this is all about, right? Is look at me now.
right.
I went through it's your testimony.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all of that and all of this, and it's lessons being learned.
Oh
But
yeah.
usually those things that hurt the most and the things that you go through, it's what builds you. It's what actually you're made of. It's like you said, it's the best part of me. And now that I've had that experience, I mean, that's what the platform is about, right? Like now that we've had these experiences, now we're able to be on here and share those experiences because we're not the only one having those experiences.
Right.
I'm not the only one that had something happen to me at 12 and I couldn't let it go until 33,
Oh,
you know? So, and like you said, I mean, it really builds us.
mm-hmm.
Yes, Kelly, you can't go over it.
Right.
You can't go around it. You got to go through it.
Gotta go through it. That's
Yep. Yep. So again, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. We're choosing peace.
right.
We're choosing peace over the chaos. We're choosing healing over the hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about purpose last week,
Right.
and we're choosing our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We're choosing our purpose over the pain. That there's something bigger out there. There's, you know, through everything that we're going through,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bigger picture. It's this moment will not be forever.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So Jay is saying knowing when it doesn't serve you anymore. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
okay, so we've talked about like letting go, right? Letting go in order to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought about like a metaphor a little bit with this because again, I'm a gardener, right? And you know how like all seeds kind of have a shell on it, right? Like, and you plant it and you put it in the soil, and the soil starts giving it nutrients, and then you start watering it, and you start watering it some more. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, like that shell releases, that shell starts letting go in order for those roots to set, in order for that seed to grow. So I thought that was kind of like a really good way to kind of, put it to people, like literally shedding and growing and watering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads into the compassion part of, you know, having self-compassion for us.
Right.
Because we are our own worst critic, right?
Right.
We talk to ourselves so harshly, so badly. Thank you, Kelly. And, but to truly grow, we
Mm-hmm.
have to release. We have
Oh,
to release, and we have to release with compassion, and not only compassion, but self-compassion.
mm-hmm.
So many times, like, we forget to show our own selves compassion
Right.
after we've like made these mistakes. We're so hard on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because we stayed in a situation too long, just
Mm-hmm.
because, we're not healing fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I've been there before, like, why am I still feeling like this?
Right. I'm
Why
still
haven't
here.
I gotten over this
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still.
And again, that kind of goes back to, that 12-year-old to 33-year-old. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It took me, I carried that for 20 years. So you think I'm just going to get over it within, just because I said, okay, I'm done, that all these things that I haven't taught myself, or all these things that I've kind of picked up and I've learned because that thing that happened made me think and make choices in a certain way because of it.
Right.
But now I have to unlearn all of those things.
Mm.
Now I
Right.
have to peel off all of these layers. So, if nothing else, please leave with knowing that it takes time. You have to go through the process. It takes practice to
Right.
unlearn all of those old habits, all of those
Mm-hmm.
learned behaviors that you're really just kind of finding out that you
Right.
even have because now you're letting go
Mm-hmm.
because you've held it for so long you didn't even realize how detrimental you were being to your own self.
Right.
So, and kind of like Ty and I were kind of speaking beforehand, all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas,
Mm-hmm.
right? All
Right.
the if I was only this, if I had only made that choice, if I had
Mhm.
only moved this way,
Right.
and we ignore signs of something that just wasn't right for us,
Right. Right.
right? But we can't keep punishing ourselves like that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah. It's
cannot keep,
I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead.
I'm just gonna say there's nothing that happened in the past that you can change. It's not absolutely nothing that we can change about what happened to us in the past.
Right.
But when we moving forward, that's what we can control. We can control
Yes.
what we're gonna do once we, become knowledgeable of what it is, figured out, what it is that I'm so
Yes.
attached to that got me so discombobulated. Once I figure that out, I can move.
Yes.
I can come up with a game plan and say, okay, now I know that eating ice cream at night before I go to bed probably not a good
Oh,
idea, you know. But once I learn that, but if I have enough tummy aches through the middle of the night, eventually I'm gonna learn that. Okay, I'm gonna change
hopefully,
course of
hopefully we learn.
I'm gonna have to change course. But and it may take me a couple more nights, miserable nights, because I like ice cream, or
Exactly.
I like this thing, or whatever it is. I say,
Right.
whatever that is that got you so wrapped up, it may take you a few, setbacks for you to say,
Yep.
okay, now look, now something's got to give. I'm
Something got to
tired of going
give.
through it. Yeah, I'm tired
Yeah.
of going through it. And my mom always used to say, once you get tired, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
once you get tired,
Once you
once you get
really
there,
tired, yeah, when you truly tired,
right,
yeah, you'll stop.
you'll stop.
You will stop. The lesson will be learned, right?
Right,
Like, yeah. And like I said, it takes practice. It
right.
takes a few times for you to bump your head.
Absolutely. It takes a
And I love what you
setback.
said because I said the same thing in my notes. Like
Mhm.
I did the best I could with what I knew then,
Come on now.
right?
Mhm.
I did the best I could with the knowledge that I had at that time.
Right,
Because at the age of 12, I didn't know. I didn't even know how to process any of it. I didn't
right.
know who to tell, who not to tell, should I tell,
Mhm.
like how it was even affecting my brain as a 12-year-old, how it was affecting my life, how it was affecting my choices that I was making into my 20s.
Mhm.
Didn't even realize,
Right.
like I did the best that I could with what I knew
What you
as a
had,
12-year
right.
old, as a
Mhm.
15-year-old, as a 20-year-old. But by the time I was 33, I got a little experience under my belt now. Now I
Mhm.
see it's no longer serving me. Now I see it as a weakness. Now I see that it is hurting me in so many ways, and me holding it, the person that did it to me don't they living their life.
Mhm. Mhm.
They just fine.
Right.
I'm the one that's being affected
Mhm.
day in and day out.
Right.
Yes. Kelly said, preaching to the choir. We want
Right.
to be on the other side of healing already. We want to be healed and forget, but there's a lesson in the process.
Mhm.
Yes. There's a
Absolutely.
lesson in the process. You got to go through it and you have to grow. You have to let it go so that you can grow so
Mhm.
that, what you did know, like Ty said, that not that knowledge, that knowledge, like make sure that you're becoming aware, make sure that you are no longer keeping yourself in the dark. When God shows you something and he puts it in your face, take it. Take it and run with it and don't look back.
Right.
Like it kind of brought me to I kind of wanted to go back to like you said, you can fumble, you can, detour, right? You can have all these missteps, right? You can, like you said, I'm gonna eat the ice cream a couple more times because I like ice cream, but
Mhm.
eventually I don't want to be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the toilet or having gas and that is so uncomfortable that it's waking me up out of my sleep. And, like eventually I'm gonna have the bump on the head enough. I'm gonna have the tummy ache enough to say, okay, enough is enough. Let me try something different, right? Let me move in a different way. Let me react in a different way because whatever it is that, was tying you to
Mhm.
wanting the ice cream in the middle of the night or before you went to bed, actually getting to the root of it, right? Really getting to know like you said, what's keeping you there?
Right,
What is this? How can I help myself? How can I heal from this? What can I put in place?
right.
Like it's almost kind of
I
like
had a
a
little,
habit.
I had a little note. I little side note. Do I really need it? Yeah. Little
That
random thought. Do I really got to have this thing in my life?
right.
You know,
Yeah,
so you gotta
exactly.
look at it like that, do you really need it? Ask yourself, do I
Yeah.
really need it? Is
Ask
this gonna,
yourself. And
yeah,
actually having boundaries, right?
right,
Like that's
mhm,
where the good boundaries are. Like having
right.
those boundaries, having that self-care enough that
There you
we're
go.
learning.
Mhm.
And like you said, having those boundaries, like, do I really need this? What else can I do in place of this?
Right,
Because it's kind of like I said, like it's kind of like a habit, like drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes. A lot of
right.
times, what does the doctor tell you to do if you're trying to quit?
Mm-hmm.
Replace it with something. They'll
Replace it with
replace it with something positive to take up
something.
that space,
Right,
right? So that when you are wanting that cigarette or you're wanting to have that drink, go take a run, go to the gym,
wait a minute
you
now,
know.
I ain't running, wait a minute.
I mean, I didn't say, you ain't got to go to that extreme, but replace it with something that's positive.
Right, right,
But you have to put something in that space for a while you're practicing unlearning this habit, getting rid of this habit that no longer is serving you and is killing you
yeah.
slowly.
Mm-hmm.
What can I put in replace of that in that moment so that as I'm practicing, because eventually you won't even need to fill that space with anything, right?
Right.
Eventually you'll be okay. You'll be fine.
Mhm.
You're not going to fiend for the cigarette. You're not going to fiend for the alcohol or whatever the
Right.
guilty pleasure may be. And Kelly said, do I really need it? I'm loving these good gems and quotation moments.
Right.
Yes. Yes, and it is. And it's all those little things that really kind of you're able to take away from it. Just
Mm-hmm.
like you said, those little quotation moments, those metaphors. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, missteps, failures. But when we practice self-compassion, we stop viewing those past choices as failures, right?
Mm.
Like you said, it's actually the best part of us, and
Mm-hmm.
they're learning lessons. We
Mm-hmm.
begin to, understand that every failure, every misstep, every detour is actually a part of our growth. It's a part of, who God meant for us to be. We were meant to go through. It makes me think of that song. Oh, it always touches my heart. Like, why not me?
Mm.
I was meant to weather this storm. I was meant to go through this. God put this in my way because it was meant for me. I was meant to learn from this.
Right.
And, you know, God's mercy renews every morning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every day that you can wake up and he gives you breath and he gives you life, his mercy renews. And that means that you get another chance to do that for yourself as well. You get another chance to show yourself compassion and give mercy to yourself. Give grace. Have grace for yourself. We always tend to do that a lot for others. We give others so much grace. We give others so many passes,
Right.
to hurt, to make all the mistakes, and oh, it's no worries. It's okay.
Right. It's okay.
We
Yeah.
got you. It's,
Yeah.
but we don't do that for ourselves a lot.
Wow.
So give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, releasing old habits, releasing people, releasing, things that don't serve us. It takes time, it takes practice, and
Right.
start releasing the harsh judgment that we hold,
Mm-hmm.
against ourselves along with that.
Right.
Um, it made me think about Isaiah 43 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the former things, do
Mm-hmm.
not dwell on the past.
Right.
See, I am doing a new thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when he talks about he's doing a new thing, you can't hold. You
Mm-hmm.
can't live in the past. The
Right.
past has nothing, for you. You cannot dwell on that. Like you have to continuously moving forward because if you're not moving forward, what are we doing?
Stuck. Right.
Yeah, you stuck. You staying
Yeah.
stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not learning from the past, again, what are we doing? Like you can't be living on purpose, living in your purpose on purpose if you're living consistently in the past.
Right.
You got to leave that behind. You got to bring forth something new. And that verse just like reminds us that God calls us to release the old so that he can bring forth something new. We
Mm-hmm.
even talked about this like when we were talking about the purpose, walking in your purpose and walking on purpose, being able to walk through those next doors, is that you have to release things, you have to go through things, you have to, you know, learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to take in the knowledge that you're learning so that he can open the next door for you to walk through so that you're
Mm-hmm.
not staying stuck and you're not going in a circle, that inevitable circle that you will keep going in. We've talked about
Mm-hmm.
like relationships before, like
Right.
you can get with all these different people, right? But they tend to always be the same type of person.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Like they can wear different makeup. They can have, this person is a different color. This person got different color eyes. This person had different color hair. But when you really look at them, it's like I'm kind of picking the same person, even though, this one's still kind of like Jimmy. This one's still kind of like Sarah.
And I've learned even with that I I would allow myself. I used to allow myself to be because I used to, well, I'm always attracted to this type of person. No, that's what I
Mhm.
connect with. I connect with whatever toxic trait or whatever. Oh, I always pick
Mhm.
the crazy people. No, that's what you see, and that's what you choose.
Yep. Yep.
And I go back to what you had said about your gardener. And that example that you gave, well, I'm a big bag, okay? So, but I'm a big bag, and remember, I'm a big bag that has over the years lost at least 70 pounds, right? So, but the thing about it, here's the thing, even with the weight loss, I still
Right.
have clothes that I have when I was a big bag, you know?
Right.
So my mindset, I mean, I really do need a wardrobe. I really do know, and I hate shopping, but I really do need to go shopping. But I got
Mhm.
all these clothes that's big and hanging and sagging, and I'm looking like, making the best, tying up and pinning up. I
Right.
my mindset. I got to get rid of those things in order to say, okay, this is the new you. You need to walk in the new you. Throw all that stuff away because
Yep.
that
And
don't
don't
serve
go
you.
back. And don't
Yeah,
go back.
exactly. Because if it's
Yeah.
there, I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna say, well, you know what? I'm not gonna let this go to waste. So I'm gonna eat some more so I can get back to where so I won't have to throw that away. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Or it just kind of
yeah.
right. It just kind of always keeps that in the back of your mind, right? Like you're still leaving that door open, like, well, you know, I know, like, I know I can fit in my clothes. I know I ain't got, I know that even if I do gain some weight, I'm okay. Like, you're leaving that door open to go backwards.
To go
Well, we
backward.
don't ever want to go backwards. We don't ever want to keep repeating those same things over and over. Like, close that door, let it go. Go give those clothes to somebody that can benefit,
Exactly.
that can, you know, that they
Right.
can wear them, they can fit them.
Right.
It's gonna be brand new to them. That's a
You're
whole
right.
wardrobe for them. And
Right.
that puts you in a whole different mindset and different perspective,
Right.
you know, because now we going to get some new clothes.
Right. You
You
gotta,
know?
yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta
we
start
gonna be
over.
sporting some
Starting
new
over.
swag,
You gotta
right?
start over
And having that confidence right where you're at.
right. Right.
Right.
Mhm.
I wanted to go to the comments. So Kelly said, right, we're so busy trying to create a safe haven for others that we become that we become a pit of despair for ourselves.
Go ahead.
Ooh,
Okay.
cool. Okay, Kelly. And okay, I got a Karen. Amen.
Okay.
Amen. Welcome into the Best You Clinic.
Hey, Karen.
And yeah. And Jay said something about he need to something with his big back. I don't know what he trying to say right there, but yeah, okay. But yes, he is saying over here on Facebook, you know, breaking the cycle, building a new you. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, that's what it's all about. And that's honestly what Best You Clinic is all about, is becoming the best versions of ourselves that we can be and building a new us and looking at things from a different perspective. You know, like I said, you know, we're learning as we go. And when you stop seeing all of these, you know, mistakes that you may make, all of the bad choices that you know, may make, they're just you stop seeing them as failures and you start seeing them as stepping stones and lessons in this life. And when just taking it and looking at it in a different perspective changes things. It changes the way that you will talk to yourself. It changes the way that you will see the next thing that's going on, you know, the next mountain or molehill that will pop up in your life. You will see it in a different way and you will react in a different way.
Right.
And that's where the healing begins, right? That's the healing part of it.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
when we permit, like you were saying, Todd, like it's not perfect, right? It's not
Mm-mm.
pretty, it's not
Mm-mm.
perfect. We're not perfect, and
Mm-mm.
it doesn't have to be. You know,
Right.
when we permit ourselves to not being perfect, when we permit ourselves to be imperfect,
Right.
we also permit ourselves to heal.
Mhm.
And that's where the true growth begins. That's like the space where grace meets self-compassion.
Mhm. Good.
And that also made me think of like another Bible verse,
Mhm.
Philippians 3:13. Paul speaks of
Mhm.
forgetting what is behind and straining forward, you know,
Mhm.
straining toward what is ahead,
Right.
looking forward, letting go. And letting go is actually an act of faith, trusting yourself.
Oh,
Kind
come
of
on now.
trying to kind of going back to that closet, right? You
Right.
know, because if you no longer have those big clothes in your closet,
Mhm.
you trust in yourself.
Right. Right.
You're trusting yourself now that I'm not going back there. We're
Mhm.
not doing this again. We're going to keep moving forward. I don't have those big clothes to lean back on any longer. You know, now I don't went shopping and spent all this money on this new wardrobe. You
Wait a
know,
minute.
I don't well, yeah, I know, you know, we thrifters, I love it, you know. But still, our money is our
Yeah.
money. I don't care if I spent $2 on it, you know, but if I went and I've gotten rid of all of these clothes and now I've got this new wardrobe, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go back and go buy a whole new wardrobe again because
Right.
now I haven't set, you know, those boundaries enough and I haven't practiced enough to now I'm overeating again and now I gotta
Mhm.
go buy another wardrobe because now I done went back into the bigger clothes.
Mhm.
But yeah. Oh, well, good, Kelly. I'm glad that was one of your favorite scriptures.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm. When you
Okay.
mentioned trust, I had wrote a little side note. I got a lot of little side notes,
Yeah,
but I wrote a
go
side
ahead.
note said, trust what you can't trace. We talk about faith.
Ooh,
Trust what we can't trace. I can't put a
can't
pen
see
to it and
it.
say,
Hmm.
outline it. This is how it's gonna happen. Trust what you can't trace.
Yes. Oh, I love that one. I need to put that. I'm big affirmation girl.
Right.
Like I have all the little sayings all over, like especially in my bedroom. And I love that. I'm gonna put that on my mirror. I need to make that into something. I might need to put that on a shirt. I
Okay.
love that. Yes.
Yeah, trust what you
Trust
can't
what you can't trace. Like you say, you can't put a pin to it. It's, faith and you can't see it. You just
Right.
have to trust. You just have to believe. You
Mhm.
just have to know that you're worthy enough, know that you can do this
Right.
and stop talking the negative talk. Start
Hmm.
talking. Literally, it is a practice that you have to preach to yourself. You have to have, just like you're having those conversations, like you were saying, Ty, you having those conversations, like, don't let me go in here and put my hands on nobody,
And
like
what? Yeah.
having those same super positive
Right.
conversations with yourself, not even saying the negative things, not even thinking that I'm finna go in here and put my hands on anybody,
Hmm.
just keep me, you know, keep me sane, keep me keep me in my right mind, like just having just the positivity, changing the way that I mean, like you said,
Right.
you can't trace it. You can't put a pin to it. You got to just have faith and know that you got this.
You
Know that
got
you can do it.
right. And we can, if we
Yes.
put a lot of energy and time into negative relationships or negative situations, we can flip that script and we can put just as much positive uh energy into things that serve us, things that's gonna
Every
benefit us,
time.
people that's
Every
gonna benefit. I'm and I look back, I'm like, I spent so much time putting good in the
time.
people that just threw it back at you. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
spent, but once you truly let that go, there's a sense of peace, a sense of happiness, a sense of, and you can look back and you can see your growth. You can, because we went through some things this year, and I'm like, now I know I should have said this, that, third. I should have read them, and my mouth was closed. I went
Mm.
through it with didn't say a word, didn't try to fight back, didn't try to, get
Oh yeah,
revenge.
that's definitely a different reaction for you.
Different
That, like
reaction.
you said, you can see that growth.
You can see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what we want. At the end of the day, you want to be able to self-reflect and
Right.
look back and say, I did that.
I did
I
that.
I didn't even react. Girl,
Hmm.
I kept my mouth closed. Like
Hmm.
that happened and I didn't say anything.
I didn't say a word. I walked. I got fired and just walked off the job. I just said, okay, what? Me?
And I can honestly, like, I've known Ty for shoot, how long have I known you for now? Over 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. And this is a different Ty sitting in front of me today than which thank God, because we
yeah.
shouldn't be the same as we were 5, 6, 7 years ago, right?
Right.
But it is a total difference. When I say 360,
Yeah.
it is a 360 difference in the woman that I see sitting in front of me today than she was 5, 6, 7 years ago. And thank God for it. And I'm so, 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 so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I can't even, like you said, you've been through, and I know some of the stories, I know some
Hmm.
of it, and it's hard.
Hmm.
Life truly It's hard out here. It's hard
Right.
out here in these streets.
It
Like,
is.
it is not easy. And every time you think that you have things on track,
Yup.
that's
Here
when
comes something else.
God, flip you right on your backside and take you all the way back down the tunnel again. Like, what
Yup.
is this?
Yup. Hey,
You
hey,
know?
but what is that? You say you grown though. We letting go to grow. You grown
Yes.
now, so you got hey,
Yeah.
you grown now, so you got to
Like
do
you,
some things.
yeah, the beauty,
Got to
like
have
Kelly
the
said,
same
it's the
difference.
beauty of growth, the
That's right.
beauty.
Mhm.
Like, and when you come out on that other side, you just feel so good.
Right.
I've never been at more peace than I
Definitely.
have this year of
Absolutely.
my life.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Like Kelly said, she says how it's hard out here for a pimp. It
Yep.
is. Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard out here. And, I mean, just, we wrote a book called Eradicating the Beast.
Hmm.
And it really reflects back on a lot of what we just talked about, you know, eradicating that beast in your life, finding, realizing what it is that you're attached to, what it is that you can't release, what it is that you're holding on to. Why is it that I keep picking this same person, or why is it that I keep attracting, these same jobs or this same energy, or, why am I putting myself in these same rooms that I don't even want to be in? Like, why am I here? It doesn't even feel right to me.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, eradicating the beast is about self. It is about you learning who you are at your core, you
Mhm.
learning to unlearn all the old habits, you learning to have faith,
Right.
you knowing that you're enough, that you can do this, and not to keep going in the same circle
Right.
time and time and time again. Because guess what? God gonna keep putting you in that circle, honey. He's gonna make you keep going in the circle until you've taken the information that you need to learn from that lesson so that you can go through the next door.
Right.
And so again, let it go. Let
There you
things
go.
go so that you can grow. And do it loving yourself, at the same time. Have compassion, have grace. Know that it's not going to be pretty. Know that it's not easy. Know that it's going to take practice,
Hmm.
and know that it's going to take time. All of this takes time. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right. Let
That's
it go. Let it
it.
go.
Yes,
Be
let
Elsa.
it
Elsa. Just say Elsa.
go. So I have a couple of things for y'all because of course, I'm always reading and um listening to different like podcasts and things like that. So um even this little Harvard research I found, which a lot of people know this, I just don't know why. Well, life just be life, and I think we just be in our heads about a lot of things. But Harvard research said letting go of grudges
Hmm.
and practicing forgiveness improves mental health.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It lowers your stress,
Hmm.
and it even benefits physical well-being.
Hmm.
Like, that is an actual study. Some people have to see it, in black and white, right?
Hmm.
That is an actual study that is done. And if you haven't felt that already, then, you ain't lived long enough. But,
Hmm.
when you let go of things, when you don't hold that grudge, when you're not carrying all of that stuff with you,
Hmm.
and like I said, don't forget. I'm not saying forget the things or, the things that you put yourself through. Please don't forget that. But, things that other people have, put on you or you've allowed in your life, like, but forgive. Like you have to have forgiveness. And it improves, all of it. Your mental health, it lowers your stress, benefits your well-being, your physical well-being.
I heard
Um,
someone say one time it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. You know, so
yep.
we stressed out and all, clenched up and all. Let it go. Man,
Let it
even if
go.
just doing that right there, I felt
Smile.
all that tension in my fist. And then when I let it go, I just felt blood just flowing, everything. Yeah.
There you
Let it
go.
go.
There
Let
you
it go.
go. Like you said, let it flow. Let it flow. All that. And it really does. Even your physical, like you said, is when you balling up, when you're tensed up in your body, when you're stressing and having stress headaches, and you
Right.
can feel it in your eyes, you can feel it in your temples, you can, your fists are balled up, your toes are curled in, your back is, like, and when
Right.
you just start letting go literally from your head to your toes and just let your body be like you are just physically, it just physically feels better.
Right.
Yes, the F word, Kelly, forgiveness. Gotta
Yeah.
have forgiveness.
You do
Got to. God forgave. God forgives us every day.
every day.
Yeah. No, you have to forgive yourself. So besides eradicating the beast, which you can find on our website, is the www.thebestyouclinic2025.com. Excuse me, you can download it. It's 24.44, and it is something that will carry you through on and on and on. It is something that it is a workbook. This isn't just like a one-time read. For $25, you really can't beat it. Like it is because, like I said, I've seen Ty grow over the years, and this
Mm-hmm.
book is the same way. When I wrote this, I'm still working my way through the book,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm about halfway through. I'm getting closer to the end, but it is something because what I find is as I'm working my way through and as I'm healing and I'm growing and things are changing, I find something else along the way that I have to go back to chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. So when I say the $25 investment is everything, I mean, we spent $25 on nothing, honestly. So why not make an investment in yourself and grow and take this, workbook and this journal with you every day. Like it really is, it helps you practice being kind to yourself. It helps you practice noticing red flags and being aware and, because we talk about eradicating the beast. So it really does. That $25 investment, I'm telling you, take it with you. It's everything. So not only eradicating the beast, but there is another book that I've read. It's actually by Dr. Kristen Neff. And actually, I actually listened to it. I'm not gonna say I read it. I listened to it. But it is about self-compassion. And she kind of defines it as treating yourself. We just talked about this kind of, but treating yourself with the same kindness that you would treat your friends with, that you'd offer your friends, right? Like we do that all the time. Like even Kelly was just saying, we'll offer ourselves up to others to where we're living in despair. We're living in the pits of despair. But do that for yourself. And it's a really good I'm gonna say read, but it's a really good listen. Um and again, studies show that self-compassion leads to greater emotional resilience and it lowers your anxiety. Like, who does not suffer a little bit from some different anxieties? Because I know I do. I'm still working on, keeping lowering that anxiety.
Mhm.
Another one that I found for my ladies out here, it is actually she is a black author, black woman author. Her name is Naya Love. And she's a renowned author, spiritual guide, and advocate for women's empowerment. She particularly focuses on women of color. And she has over a decade of experience in holistic healing practices, African spirituality, and personal development. And she has actually dedicated her life to helping women. And she has a book that is Healing Through Self-Compassion, which is, and she actually has several that are really, really good. And there are similar reads to Eradicating the Beast. So, which is, what I really, really love. She's one that I found in doing research for my own book. So, yeah. And then the last one I have is Brene Brown. She is actually out of San Antonio, Texas. And the name of her book is The Gifts of Imperfection.
Mhm.
It actually encourages embracing that vulnerability. Like Ty was saying in the beginning, being vulnerable, like walking through it, and embracing it and releasing the need to be perfect,
Mhm.
to be that you can be, you're worthy of love and you're worthy and you belong. So the bottom line, she says, this is her motto. I believe that you have to walk through vulnerability to get to courage.
Mm.
Therefore, embrace the suck. Because it sucks. It's not fun,
Right,
right? And she
right.
says, I try to be grateful every day.
Yeah.
And right now, her motto is courage over comfort.
Mm.
Let that soak in for a second. Courage over comfort.
Mm.
A lot of times that's why we stay stuck,
Right.
is because we find comfort in what we're doing. It's habitual, it's the habits,
Right.
and
Wow.
we okay with it. We're
Mhm.
comfortable there.
Mhm.
People don't like to be uncomfortable. Don't make me uncomfortable. But you have to get uncomfortable in order to grow.
That's right.
You have to. And then I love her little last one. She says, I do not believe that cussing and praying are mutually exclusive.
Come on. That's right.
Ah. She also has a podcast as well. She's pretty funny, lady. Hey, Brian. He said he's gonna go back and look at the video. He didn't get to watch. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for jumping on. Thank everybody for jumping on. I appreciate you guys. And I guess, just at the end of this, I just encourage you guys to take inventory of what you're holding on to. Why are you attached to it? All these old habits, relationships, guilt. Ooh, guilt. Guilt is a big one.
Yeah.
Guilt is, yeah. Self-doubt,
Yeah.
you know, is like Tasha, is this helping me? Is this helping me grow or is it keeping me stuck?
Mhm.
You know, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. Remember, I said, you forgive, you don't have to forget, but it does mean freeing yourself so that you can move forward.
Mm.
And that's what it's all about, is letting go to grow. You're not
Mm.
alone. That's what Best You Clinic is all about. You know, healing is not linear.
Mm.
You're not just gonna take a straight path to it.
Ooh.
Okay. It takes time, and just know that here at like Best You Clinic, you're seen, you're heard, and it's a safe space to land. It's judgment free. You can make the mistake over and over again. We all have, just like Ty said, I'm gonna eat the ice cream probably for 2 weeks straight before I decide I probably shouldn't do that anymore. It's okay. Like it is okay. It is how we learn. Yeah, like Kelly said, I'm learning that it's okay to get uncomfortable. It is okay. You have to.
Yeah.
It's not even okay. It
Right.
is a part
It's gonna
of,
happen. Yeah.
yeah, it is a part of growing. Like you have to become uncomfortable.
It's a
So
growing pains. Huh?
yes, the growing pains. Yes, I
Growing
love
pains.
it. Yeah. Yes, the growing pains. So, you know what? I did not pray when we came in. And that's what I always normally, that's what we do is we pray our way in and we pray our way out. So God forgive me. Um, but we are gonna pray our way out. And again, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Karen. That's a new viewer. Thank you, Brian, for hopping on. And last but not least, thank you, Ty, so much for being a part of this with me,
My pleasure.
letting go to grow and doing it with self-compassion. Thank you, Facebook, for all that watched and jumped on and commented, and the ones that view and don't say anything, but I know you're there. Thank you too. And again, all of our apparel. I forgot to point out Miss Tata shirt. She got on the Too Fat to Face. She's repping the apparel tonight. So yes, everything that we have and offer to you all through this platform is all available on www.thebestshoeclinic2025.com. And again, we are on YouTube live every Wednesday for our Hump Day Wednesday, where you can let your hair down and have some fun. And we do food reviews and play some games. And we are live at 8. And then we are always here on Sundays at 8 as well for our Sunday inspiration. So, again, guys, y'all comment if you're hearing something that is benefiting you, that is touching your soul. We are trying to have a movement here. We are building our community here and we're planting seeds and we are watering those seeds so that we can see the fruit at the end of the day. So I just ask you to share this with a friend, with a neighbor, with someone at church, with someone at your job. You never know what people are going through, or, when they need a helping hand, when they need a safe space to land. And that is what we are here for at the Best You Clinic. So you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. All right. Again, thank you so much, Ty, for joining in.
Oh yeah.
And we are, Kelly said, Ty, you are awesome.
Woo woo! Thank you.
So we are going to, as Jay would say, we're gonna bow our heads and we're gonna pray. God, I just thank you today. I thank you for this moment. I thank you for giving me the words to say that can reach the hearts that need to hear it. I thank you for all of the listeners that joined in today, all of the supporters of Best You Clinic that show up time and time and time again. I thank you. I thank you for it. And I just ask that you give us all the heart to show ourselves grace and compassion as we are walking through this life of ours that's not easy, but we know that you are here with us, guiding us. And I thank you for it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I will see you on Wednesday for the Hump Day Bash. Y'all come join in. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna eat this time, but might be some Thanksgiving food. It might be some Thanksgiving food. So, but actually, I won't be here. Jay gonna be here. I'm going out of town. So while I'm saying that, I don't know what you're gonna be eating. I don't know what you're doing, but he'll be here. I'm gonna be on the road. So, but I might chime in on Zoom or something. So yeah. But thank you guys. I'll see you on Wednesday and Sundays. Y'all have a
Good night.
great week. See you next time.
Good night.
Good night. Yes, ma'am.